indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we thank you for this gathering. We thank you for the public servants that make this county run functionally. We thank you for the staff who devote their time and their energies to make this a well-run county. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Seat, please. Thank you, Commissioner. All right. This time I'd request a roll call, please.
Commissioner Haley,
Here.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Here.
Commissioner Johnson,
Here.
Commissioner Garber,
Here.
Commissioner Howard,
Here.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Present.
Chairman Broder.
Here. All right. This time I'd ask for a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Support.
I have motion support. Any discussion regarding the agenda? All in favor of approving tonight's agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Tonight's agenda is approved. I will need a motion to approve the minutes of the November 19th, 2025 Board of Commissioners meeting.
I move to approve those minutes.
Support. I have motion support. Any discussion on the minutes? All in favor of approving those minutes, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The minutes are approved. This time we move on to the approval of the bills. Commissioner Garber.
Thank you. I move to approve the invoice edit reports dated 11/20, 11/21, 11/26, 11/27, 11/28, 12/4, and 12/5 in the amount of $3,878,794.77 and authorize the warrants to be drawn from the treasury for that amount.
Support.
I have motion support. Any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, a roll call vote, please.
Was that Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Okay, sometimes I have a hard time hearing you. Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
and Chairman Broder.
Yes. All right, the bills are approved. At this time, we have a public hearing on the 2026 budget, and I will declare this public hearing open. We will take comments after Dr. Boggs' comments, but only at this time regarding the budget.
So just very briefly, as we talked about last month, this month, we have our new budget. Our budget has $23 million in general fund revenue, which is up about $1 million from the $22 million of last year. It's balanced equally to expenditures. We've made some cuts and adjustments, including in Homeland Security, a couple of other areas. Special revenues are up from $66 million to $70 million, with expenses at $69 million, and I'll talk more about what goes into those numbers in a second, for a total of $94 million in revenue and $92 million in expenses. So if we remove the road commission, Pleasant View, and the airport from that $70 million of special revenue funds, that's $16.5 million that the county has direct control over for special revenue funds, which includes the health department, MSU Extension, Public Defender's Office, anything that's not part of the general fund. Of that, the health department and MSU Extension are using a little bit of their fund balance to make up for some deficits as a result of funding. As you know, Larry, the health department has received some cuts due to some grants that are both state and federal and pass-through money, so he's using a little bit of his federal revenue. But if you look at the remainder of the 70 million minus the 16.5, that's around 50 some million. Of that 50 some million, the large increase from the year before is largely because the state legislature has approved money for the road commission to do some road repairs this up and coming year. So of the increases, only about $500,000 of it is from taxable value or tax value increases, but our taxable rate has declined. But as a result of the increase in value, we're receiving an additional $491,000. Of the additional money that we're getting, 134 grants, $90,000 in investments, and $270,000 from other revenue funds. And so again, for the 6th year in a row, we're not using any delinquent tax fund money to balance the budget. Instead, we're just using interest, fees, and penalties. And we have about $2 million in our fund balance or 10% of the general.
Very good. This is a public hearing. If the public has any comments regarding the 2026 budget, we can hear them now. Seeing none, commissioners?
Just one thing, so the fund balance at 10%, the state recommendation
We
is
should be closer to 15.
15, okay.
But
we're getting there.
When Tracy started, it was a negative fund balance. When I got here, it was 1%. So we are slowly climbing.
Good work.
Good. Anyone else?
Yeah, when I was here a long time ago, it was 0.2. We took something out of the delinquent tax fund to get by and laid off several people, so.
And we've avoided taking anything from the delinquent tax fund. Correct. And I will say that is an important feature of our county is that we have a funded delinquent tax program. Some counties have to borrow from the state to do that, and we don't have to do that. So that's a major benefit to us.
And that borrowing is not free.
No, I don't know what the interest rate is, but it's not free.
All right. Anyone else?
Yes, I would.
Pardon me?
Every year, we've had an increase of $3 million for overall in the county for private properties. And each year, we've also had a subsequent $1 million increase in the general budget. I'm not seeing exactly where all these additions are coming in,
A $3 million increase in what?
the general budget.
In the general budget. Well, that would include,
The general budget's only gone up $1 million a year.
A year, correct.
yes. So what 3 million are you speaking of?
The $3 million is taxable assessed value.
As you heard on the presentation about taxable value, that's set and factored by the state and the local assessors to establish the value. And as long as the economy grows, the taxable value or people's equity in their homes increases. Even though the proposal A, the property rate, right now, because of head leak and proposal A continues to drop every year. So you went from 5.3840 mils to 5.3597 mils. So you are levying less taxes, but people's values of their homes have gone up because it's set to go up to the rate of inflation every year, and factors is set by the state.
An increase in the taxable value does not equate to an increase of equivalent amount in taxes. You have a certain number of mills based on the taxable value. So if the taxable value goes up, I don't know if that's taxable value or actual assessed value. Obviously, the amount of money we get in taxes is considerably less because we only get a certain number of mills based on the taxable value, which has gone up each year. People's property values have gone up. That's true. However, as it was made very clear the other day in our presentation,
Ad nauseum,
we
yes.
have, that is, the board here and our administration has no control whatsoever over that number. That number is a combination of assessors and equalization and things that got too complicated for me to fully understand. But the bottom line was we have no control, none. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, it was an incorrect assertion made in a series of text messages sent to people that we are inflating people's taxable value.
And we couldn't even if we wanted to. It just can't be done. We have no control here. We are, we simply, state formulas and local assessors and so on, none of which is a county assessor.
So we don't have a county assessor. We have a
Exactly,
county
there's no such thing. You have city assessors, you have township assessors, you have state equalization. Again, Cindy, you'd be better explaining this, but I think I made the point, it's not us. Gary?
Yeah,
Exactly.
one time his taxable values went down, so we lost more money years ago.
Back in 2008 or
Yeah,
2000?
yes.
Yeah, oh,
And whenever that happens, people
So,
lose.
That could happen again, so who knows?
Right.
And when that happens, people lose equity in their homes.
Yes.
People lose their homes.
They
Yeah,
really get
a certain
upside
number of
down.
people lose their homes.
Oh, geez, yes. No, and if I could just reiterate, as a certified tax assessor, that rate is set by the state. it covers the entire state of Michigan, and that's set every year through Proposal A since 1994. So that is the rate of inflation or 5%. And we have seen a couple of
Whichever
years.
is less,
That's right, and it's applied across the state, so
and that's your taxable value.
taxable value,
Not
which
your
is what you're
assessed
taxed on. You're not taxed on your assessed value.
Yes.
So increases salaries to county employees has no effect on it.
Not on the taxes, no.
No, of course not. It has a lot of effect on our budget.
It's the other way around.
Yes.
The amount of money that we levy affects what we pay people and what services we offer. We have it backwards.
Shocking.
We've had, and we've admitted this, but this is getting off the budget, but we have had that difficulty in trying to pay our people a market rate, because we tend to lose people to surrounding counties that can pay more. And we have fortunately, with our fiscal management, been able to give some raises to our employees. I wish it was more, but that's what we can do. We balanced our budget again, amazingly. Anything else?
Meanwhile, people have to struggle to get by on paying for their rent or mortgages, or food just to survive, while their taxes continue to go up.
Yes, but that is not under our control. This is about our budget. We have no, as I said, we have no control over the assessed value, the tax, and the taxable value. It is not in any way under the control of this body. Anything else? All right, then I will declare this public hearing closed, and we will move on for an opportunity for the public to address this board. First slip I have here is Robert Hanajosa. Please come up, speak, please. You will have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Roder. I come before the board representing All Star Towing. In my practice, I represent them as their corporate counsel. So this board was very gracious in entering into a contract with All Star Towing. We are very thankful for the opportunity to service the community. However, there seems to be a rather nagging issue with the conduct of one of the members of the board, and I want to bring that to your attention before it continues to grow and have a negative effect upon my client. One of your board members has engaged in defamatory and derogatory conduct, attempting to undermine the contract that you entered into. That tortious interference has caused my clients great pain and great concern, and I want to air that grievance to the board so that it may take action if it so chooses. Commissioner Shepard has visited and held himself out to local businesses as being a member of this public body and urging others to not do business with All Star Towing, undermining the very goodwill that this board has extended. I want to bring this to your attention in hopes that you may address that conduct. Thank you.
Thank you. Richard Mauer, please.
That just happens to be what I came here to complain about, was the sheriff giving all the towing to one person. And if anybody wants to talk about him or do anything about him, then everybody wants to attack him. That's not fair. And I'd like to know what happened to all that county equipment that we used to have that all disappeared. I believe Mr. Shepard put a FOIA in on it, and he was told what, $25,000-$50,000 to get the inventory sheet out of all the hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment that we got from the Homeland Security a few years ago, and it all disappeared, and nobody knows where it's at. So that's one of the things that he FOIA'd, and he's getting a hard time for. And I'm all against this towing thing, because you guys said that the reason that you voted to give the sheriff the power to select his own buddy to be the towing company was because he was elected. Well, Mr. Shepard was elected too, but when he asked for some equipment information or some financial information, he gets FOIA'd with a $25,000-$50,000 bill for it. That's not right. A lot of us people are gonna remember that at election time, how you treated us. I remember how you treated all the towing people who was here, you know, looked the other way and didn't care, and then you voted for Rick to get all the county's business. And that isn't, who tows the cars is none of the sheriff's business, especially if he selects his known good buddy who he used to loan equipment to. I believe the Hummer was missing, It was found out at Mr. Golke's, I believe some other stuff was missing, it's found out there. And they get the right to give all the towing to his buddy. I mean, you gonna buy ambulances next? They're gonna give him all the
Address the
ambulance business?
comments to the chair, please.
Pardon?
Address your comments to the
No,
chair.
When I talk about somebody, I look at them. Well, that's all I got to say, is there's a lot of people out here still ain't happy. And there's a few people who said that they might sell out and leave because they can't get enough business. Me, I don't need towing to stay in business, so it's no big deal with me. But you guys are killing off the record services around town so you can give it to one person. Now, that's not fair. You don't have no right to do that. It's not free competition. It's not the American spirit. It's not anything like that. And I'm ashamed that you guys did that in my county. That's all I got to say.
All right, that's all the slips I have, so we'll move on, although I will comment that your information on FOIAs is incorrect, or at the very least incomplete, but we won't get into that at this time. All right, having that, we'll move on to committee reports, and I will be making a change today. Normally, I give the chairman's report at the end of this meeting, and I would like the indulgence of the board to make my comments now, and it may be somewhat lengthy, but there's an elephant in the room that needs to be discussed. And that elephant, as everyone knows, everyone's aware, 5 of the 7 commissioners here penned a letter to the editor. It also went out to social media regarding disapproving of Commissioner Shepard's behavior in general, and specifically regarding an incident at the Veterans Office. Some background is needed on this before I can describe it in full. Dr. Boggs received a complaint from 2 of our employees regarding, from the Veterans Department regarding Commissioner Shepard's behavior, and the complaint was passed on to myself as chair. And I did do an investigation, which I would like to speak briefly about yet tonight. I should say parenthetically, I really would have preferred to keep this matter internal and handle it personally with myself and Commissioner Shepard. Unfortunately, the commissioner has taken it upon himself at our last meeting to accuse, either directly or through insinuation, this board of corruption, complicity, or at least silence and corruption, and other insinuations regarding our administration and equalization and other things. So these accusations get thrown around quite a bit. Commissioner Shepard, I had hoped at the beginning of the year that you would, over time, become less of an activist and recognize that now that you're an elected official, you had a responsibility and a duty to work with the process and try to understand the process more, and not throw bombs, and not intimidate and upset employees. But that being the case, we are where we are, and I have to share the results of that investigation. I found the following, and this is now public knowledge. Commissioner Shepard, as a veteran, had, of course, the right to apply to the veterans for assistance. There is a taxpayer-funded fund for needy veterans, and Commissioner Shepard applied for funds to repair his truck in the amount of around $5,400. The request is, according to Mike Reeves, and he's here today, he's the head of our vets department, and commissioners will have a chance to ask him any questions if you wish. The request is anonymous when it's presented to the board. It's a number. It does not have names on it, including Commissioner Shepard's name. So when the board handled this, the board members did not know it was his request. The board denied his request due to a number of different things. One was the commissioner's household income, which is substantial, and his debt to income ratio did not qualify him as a needy vet because he has had plenty of income, according to his own declaration sheet. and it did not qualify him as an emergent need. It also found that the repair had already been made and paid for, and according to their policies, they do not reimburse. These are for, as I said, emergent needs. Somebody's got a leaky roof, somebody can't pay their rent, and so on. More disturbing, it did come out that Commissioner Shepherd did not include all of his income in the application. He did not include his commissioner's salary, which amounts to $18,000. So that was not included, and when that was added in, I won't speak to numbers, but I can tell you that it was well above any threshold that he would have qualified. Now that's fine. He still had a right to apply. He was denied, and if he had at that point said, "Thank you for considering me," there's no problem here. Vets can apply for this money, but they do have standards. Unfortunately, this is where we get to the employee complaints. What happened after this is that Commissioner Shepherd asked Department Head Reeves and one of the board members, talked to them afterward, made it clear, obviously, that it was his, and he made the following statement in this argument. He said that I'm a county commissioner and I need a vehicle to get to my meetings. I don't know how anyone can construe this as anything other than an attempt to use his position to have them change the outcome of their decision. I can't see any other reason to mention I am a county commissioner and I need this to get to my meetings. Additionally, the next day, according to my investigation, the commissioner returned to the Veterans Center to met with Mike Reeves to ask for more questions about various things, and he was quite upset about the income thing and not being it not being part of it. And I don't know, I wasn't actually there. I'm only getting this through my investigation, and he got upset at one of our female employees who handles this, who puts these documents together. He used foul language. He dropped the F-bomb with her and ordered her out of the office. That's very abusive behavior. Now, I have counseled personally Commissioner Shepherd that we as commissioners have no power whatsoever as individuals to direct county employees. We have none. Information we get and cooperation we get from county employees is a service to us, and they are under no obligation to supply it. We certainly have no right to order employees to do anything, and never have a right to be abusive to our employees. So unfortunately, this is painful. Given these circumstances, I think that we need to make a statement about this conduct. We need to disapprove of it. And I wish to introduce tonight a motion of censure regarding this conduct. I will pass out, I will read it, and then I will ask for, if you all agree, or if you agree, I will ask for a motion of censure regarding this behavior. If there is a motion of censure, if there is support, I will open the floor up to discussion regarding this, including for all of the commissioners, including Commissioner Shepherd. I ask, because this is a particular difficult thing to talk about, that more than normal, more than usual, all of you commissioners would please adhere to rules, not interrupt each other, be recognized by the chair. You'll all get your chance to talk. Therefore, if I may read this, and again, excuse my voice. This is a resolution of censure. Whereas Matthew Shepherd has been a commissioner for District 7 since January 2025. And whereas Commissioner Shepard recently sought $5,000 in financial assistance from Veterans Affairs for repairs to his vehicle. And whereas Commissioner Shepard was required to fully disclose his financial assets, income, and liabilities in connection with his application. And whereas Commissioner Shepard failed to disclose his salary as county commissioner on his application, rendering the application for benefits materially misleading. And whereas Commissioner Shepard's application was denied due in part to the misleading nature of his financial disclosures. And whereas Commissioner Shepard became irate after the Veterans Board denied his application for benefits. And whereas Commissioner Shepard attempted to use his status as county commissioner to influence Veterans Affairs staff during the discussion about the denial of his application. And whereas Commissioner Shepard returned to the Veterans Affairs Department the next day to further accost county staff about the denial of his application. And whereas Commissioner Shepard admitted he did not disclose his commissioner's salary on the application and tried to blame county staff for his failure. And whereas Commissioner Shepard was argumentative and began using foul language in the presence of county employees, causing concern for their safety. And whereas Commissioner Shepard treated a female county employee in a disrespectful manner by trying to order her out of his presence. Whereas county employees deserve to be treated with dignity and respect instead of contempt and scorn. And whereas Commissioner Shepard's behavior amounts to a corrupt attempt to trade upon his elected office for personal financial benefit. And whereas this is not the first time Commissioner Shepard's behavior has negatively impacted county employees, and whereas it is determined that Commissioner Shepard acted in a dishonest, unethical, and inappropriate manner throughout the course of this episode, and whereas Commissioner Shepard's conduct is particularly disturbing given that he frequently makes baseless allegations of corruption against other officials, and whereas the Board of Commissioners must hold its members accountable for actions that bring disrepute upon the county and the Board of Commissioners, therefore be it resolved that the Shiawassee County Board of Commissioners declares that Commissioner Matthew Shepard is censured for his conduct said above. Be it further resolved that the Board of Commissioners will continue to monitor Commissioner Shepard's behavior closely and take any further action necessary to protect county employees from harassing and abusive behavior by Commissioner Shepard.
And we need a motion before we can discuss.
I would like a motion that we
I would make a motion that we pass resolution number 25-12-21, a resolution of censure of Commissioner Matthew Shepard.
Support.
I have a motion of support. I will now open the discussion for board members. Please be recognized. Commissioner Olshausen.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disgusted about it. I see all five of you commissioners got together and put it in the paper, and I never knew a thing about it until I read it in the paper. So you guys must all get together and hoodoo together too. So I'm not happy about that. I'll swear that on a stack of Bibles, and didn't know a thing about it until I read it in the paper. So that's my point.
I'll follow up.
Go ahead.
Commissioner Haley.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Swear on a stack of Bibles, you're talking to a preacher. Now let me tell you something right now. I
didn't know about it before.
You don't answer your phone.
What? Hold on.
You can't answer your phone.
One at a time.
Okay. Can I answer again?
Yes, you may.
Okay, I get all kinds of emails, I get all kinds of things. I got it from you, I got it from Boggs, I got it from other commissioners all the time. It says, oh, I'm out on a call. Could you please call me and take over for me? So I'm getting all kinds of stuff like that. So how do I know that it was something like that? And I never got anything that said anything about this deal. Not one thing, not one zero thing.
Commissioners, I think we're moving beyond the purpose of this discussion of who called who and what, and that's not what this discussion is about.
I know,
This
but I'm just
discussion is-
upset that I didn't know about it and all you five did, so you guys take it on yourself, so
This
that upsets
discussion-
me a
This
little bit.
discussion regards a motion of censure. Does
Yeah.
anyone have discussion regarding the motion of censure?
Yes, I do.
Commissioner Haley.
Now, as a pastor, and I've dealt with a lot of people in my life, I've dealt with true people who believe strongly in their faith, and you do not exhibit any of that. You exhibit the very thing you accuse everyone else of. You abuse county employees. You threaten them. You make them feel uncomfortable. You do not have their back. We're elected to have their back. We're elected to do what we came here to do, and you are not doing that. You are doing everything you do for personal gain. This was a fraud against the public and a fraud against your fellow veterans. I am ashamed. You are a hypocrite and a Pharisee.
Can you look directly?
You are a hypocrite and a Pharisee.
Let's hear it more.
Oh, I'll
Commissioner
give it to you
Shepherd,
right
you'll
back.
get your chance.
I have dealt with a number of people like you, and this is an embarrassment to the county. And you have gone against county staff who work for us and work for the people that were elected to serve them. This is a shame. This is true definition of corruption. And while I'm well aware of your actions on Skype, which we will not discuss at this meeting because it will make them feel uncomfortable. But you should be the last person throwing rocks here. I didn't come here to serve this county and the others on this board to serve the people who elected them to do this job. While I take time away from my family, my church, the things that I do this to serve, not to deal with people throwing rocks and making the system worse.
Commissioners, who else? Just let's see if anybody else would like a. Nothing? Commissioner Holzhausen?
Yeah, you yelling at me, you think you're such a minister. I didn't know anything about it, so why are you yelling at me and calling me names I should answer that?
You know,
So,
Gary,
yeah.
you know what? No, I am
Yeah.
not going to allow that. That is unacceptable. The county works for, you do not have the back of the county employees. How are they supposed to stand up and know that they have protection? That when
I'm
they
not
go to
saying
work,
that. You
can't-
don't
but that's
holler at
what
me
you
because
do.
I didn't
All
know
you care
about
is that
You
time.
think you're God because you hollered at me? I didn't know a thing
You're
about
just
it.
upset because you didn't communicate. But that has nothing to do with this discussion.
It does not.
How come you hollered at me then if it doesn't have to do nothing about it? You think
You
you're
don't
so
have the
smart?
county's back.
Commissioner Haley, please. I have actually recognized Commissioner Holzhausen. Something else?
Yeah. I'm still mad because I didn't know anything about it. And I'm not excusing him. I'm not saying that he did things right. It's just kind of nice if you notify everybody. And he doesn't have to holler at me and be so nasty about it. So I can holler too. So I hope you guys all know that. I didn't know a thing about it. Not one thing, and they all did it on their own. So I'll swear that on a stack of Bible. And so you say I don't know nothing, so I can be upset too. So.
Chairman Broder,
Commissioner
if I could. Gary, you have been a good friend to me on this board for the entire 7 years I've been here. But in health board, last week, you sat there in front of the entire health board and called me names. That really hurt my feelings. And I wish you wouldn't do that. Thank you.
Commissioners, let's try to move away from yelling at each other about who said what when.
I didn't yell.
Thank you. The night is young. Does anyone have more discussion regarding the motion at hand? No, Commissioner Shepherd? This is your time. If you have something to say, this is your time to say it. Nothing?
I mean, you guys just keep saying I'm misinformed. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I read you my 15 years observation of this county. I have 23 years in the military, and I've never experienced disrespect towards the people of this county or anywhere else that I have observed within this county. I mean, there's been issues all over the nation, but if you can't work with me, what's the sense of me being here for the people?
Commissioner Shepherd, I have tried very hard to work with you. You have been an activist for some time, which is your right. And an activist, you throw bombs, you make accusations, you have engaged in behavior that has made people, not just in this county, but in various townships, in Lansing, you have quite a reputation, but that's all right. You're allowed to do that. But once you sit in that seat as an elected official, you have to put aside your self-appointed moral center of the universe and look at things in their entirety and not just throw out bombs and accuse people of corruption. And when you deal with county employees, you had every right to apply for that money. You were not eligible for it. You were turned down. You did not have a right to treat our employees the way you did. Now, if you want to deny those accusations, I have documentation, which I have not brought up because I don't wish to further embarrass you, but it does not paint you in a good light. And I urge you, if you are going to continue for your next 3 years, to try to be a little circumspect in your behavior and what you say. If there is corruption, bring it forth. Don't make general accusations. Don't make accusations without having some evidence. Just don't do it, or you will continue to be an outsider on this board and an ineffective representative for your constituents. I object to your behavior. I object to it very strongly. Anyone else? In that case, I'd like a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
No.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
and Chairman Broder.
Yes. The motion to censure has passed. Now we will move on to committee reports. Commissioner Olshausen, please.
Okay, I'm calmed down a little bit.
Great.
Try to not yell at us.
I was yelled at first, so I
I'm
yelled
just
back,
teasing.
so.
I'm just poking at you a little, Gary.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the SED board with Justin Horvath, and they're doing a lot of good things. They got a lot of businesses coming, and they got some people in town that they hired from Pennsylvania to help out and paying them $100,000. So we should really get the county straightened out. Also, I'm on the senior citizen board, and we're having problems keeping up the building over there in Morris. It's a big old school they give us and everything, and we're gonna try to, I guess we're gonna maybe do it anyway, but we're trying to do it peacefully and give it back to the city of Morris. They only use it part-time and everything else, and it's just draining our funds with everything going on. Also, I'm on the health department with Larry, and he's had to cut back, just like he said, and he's doing a great job over there. And I'm also on the health and wellness board, which is a mental health board, and things are struggling over there. The government in Lansing, they want to privatize it, so I don't know what's going to happen. So that's up in the air. So
Sure is.
it's a big problem. That's it for right now.
Thank you. Commissioner Garber.
Yes. So we sit here, our last meeting of 2025, finishing up my 7th year on this Board of Commissioners, my 17th year of elected office. And I will say that this has been a really good year, a great year. I think you guys have heard me say my first couple years, I hated being a commissioner, absolutely hated it. And if it wasn't for our chairman, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I have seen the last 4 to 5 years, we have turned this around. And I really think, well, I don't think it, I know it. We do good work. Commissioner Howard, Commissioner Haley, Commissioner Johnson, my friend Commissioner Olshausen, our chairman. the leadership you've given us, and it's not just that, our administration. This office is amazing. Dr. Boggs, Tracy, Morgan, what Morgan doesn't do, Stephanie, we have great people here. Our veterans office, we see more and more veterans. You guys hear me? 40, 50 more veterans coming into that office every month that we are helping. Our sheriff's department, we have great new deputies coming in all the time. And that speaks to our seasoned leadership over there. We got good guys, good dispatchers, 24/7. These people are working for our community. And Pleasant View, our expansion, another 40 beds for the people in this community. And you want to talk about people that serve our people? It's Pleasant View. They are amazing. And that's such an asset to us. Our road commission, anytime I get a call from a constituent, somebody on the road commission is responsive. We do good work, and I really enjoy working with you guys. Some of my favorite people are in this room. So that is my report, and thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you for those very
So-
kind words.
I'd like to comment. I think she's right. I've been here 15 years of and I see a lot of struggle. We're doing great. So
We're making Shiawassee County great
Yeah.
again.
there was really struggles years ago.
I've only been here 3, but things have gone very smooth for those 3. And we do have a great board and a great staff for sure. And of course, you do a fabulous job.
Thank you.
For the 3 years I've been here, so appreciate your comments as well. Well, but I'm done.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna reiterate what everyone has said here. I've only been a commissioner for a year, but I appreciate Commissioner Holtzhausen, Commissioner Garber, Commissioner Johnson, Commissioner Brodeur, Commissioner Howard, also Dr. Boggs and the work that he does for this county. I thank Tracy and Morgan, and do I have everybody, Officer Braidwood, do I have Larry over there, Mike Reeves, I don't want to miss anybody, Doug, John, everybody who does the work for this county. It is public service, and I appreciate all of what you do, and all the county staff that works every day, every week, comes to work and does the job. Eric, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it, and you deserve that honor and that appreciation, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Commissioner Howard.
Yeah, I won't say it a 5th time, but Merry Christmas to everybody. I echo what the rest of the board said, and we really do have a great staff here. It makes it a joy to come in every day when I come in, and you know that the machine is running well.
Yes.
Very rarely do I get a call that says, "Oh, there's a problem." Our staff is amazing. Dr. Boggs, Chairman Brodeur, I think you both have done a great job. And that's 26, I think will be even better.
Everybody else stole their speech, didn't they?
Yeah, I got much left. That's it.
Commissioner Shepherd.
You just censored me. Thank you.
All right, let's move on to committee motions and reports. Commissioner Garber.
All right, I move that we authorize the county administrator to make end-of-year budget adjustments to close out the 2025 budget year.
Support.
Have motion support. Discussion.
Very briefly, they statutorily have to be in by December 31st, so to prevent you from having another meeting on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, I'm going to do them. I will bring them back to you in January. You will approve them. This is the only time that we do these prospectively instead of retrospectively.
We don't have to come in on the 31st. I like that.
Fantastic.
Further discussion? Do we need a
Why don't you do a roll call just for
roll call vote, please?
Finance A. Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Holtzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
and Chairman Brodeur.
Yes.
I move that we approve the 2026 budget resolution number 25-112-19 and adopt the 2026 budget as presented.
Support.
I have motion with support. Discussion on that resolution.
I'm presenting to you the budget, balanced budget. Everything's there. We're ready to roll.
Further? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
No.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Holtzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber.
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move that we approve resolution number 25-12-20 of appointments to county advisory committees as recommended by the board chair.
Support.
Motion support, discussion?
If I could. I think that we really need to appreciate the people that step up and serve on these boards. That is becoming a tough sell. We still have a couple more board openings, and again, I appreciate the people that have applied to serve on our boards.
I agree, and the quality of the people that we do have on the boards is very good. It really is. There's one road commissioner, the guy in there. I'm pointing at plowing.
Anyways.
Well,
That's all right, John.
no, it's tough. When I'm talking to people in my townships about serving on these boards, a lot of them meet in the evenings. People get home, they don't want to go back out again, even for $60. So, it is a investment of their time.
But
So
you know what? The world's run by the people who show up.
that's right.
All of us are showing up.
Yep.
All right. Anything else? I think this can be a voice vote.
Yep.
All in favor of approving those appointments, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And
Excuse
those
me.
are approved.
Excuse me, was
Oh.
that Commissioner Haley that seconded that? Or was it Howard?
I think it was me.
It was
Okay,
Howard, yeah.
Thank you.
Right. I move that we approve the holiday schedule and Board of Commissioners meeting schedule as presented.
Support.
Motion with support. Discussions on the schedule at all?
Just note that next year we're gonna move this ahead earlier because things are getting a little faster pace of scheduling things into the new year. So we're gonna be approving the calendar in October instead of waiting till December.
Oh, I see. That's probably a good idea. All right. But for now, any further discussion on next year's calendar? Oh, yes.
Well, back in May, I believe it was, April actually, we took a vote of moving the dates in May a week ahead.
That sounds familiar.
Was there a vote taken in October
About what?
for moving the dates?
I'm sorry, moving which dates? Oh, the October dates?
Correct.
I don't recall. I know we had to,
It's not, you are the chair and you can move them, which is what you did. Now, if you do it in your board meeting, you can do it in your board meeting as a group as well. The meetings were properly noticed, they went out to everyone, in their email, was posted on the door.
sometimes we have to move meetings, when we don't expect to. Sometimes we know ahead of time and we can have a discussion on it. But, yeah. So. Anything else? All right, all in favor of approving the calendar for 2026, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I move to approve the annual renewal with Zix Archive in an amount not to exceed $11,029.66.
Support.
Motion with support, discussion.
So that's the program that scans all of your emails looking for, malware, viruses, other things. It's very important to our internet security. Disables links when you get things that are spam.
Important stuff today. Further discussions? Voice, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Shepherd?
Aye.
I'm sorry? Yes,
Yes.
thank you. Commissioner Haley?
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Garber?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Chairman Broder?
Yes.
I move to approve the purchase of 155 Microsoft Office business licenses not to exceed $37,306.95.
Support.
Motion with support, discussion.
This is again part of a security issue because we have to go to the newest version so that it's continued to be supported and gets updates from Microsoft. I will say that thanks to the department heads and our technology support through the RSD, we did go through and fine tune this number from 210 down to this, which saved about $21,000. So through some nice work among the department heads, we were able to figure out who really needs the entirety of the suite to reduce it down.
Further questions? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard.
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd.
Aye. Aye.
Yes, Commissioner, Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to accept the tentative wage reopener agreement between AFSCME and Shiawassee County for fiscal year 2026.
Support. Motion with support, discussion.
This is the same as last year. It's a 2% wage reopener, which doesn't match the cost of living, but that's what we have to offer.
Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Aye.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the Shiawassee County CDBG procurement policy to comply with grant requirements.
Support.
Motion with support.
So as you know, we're receiving some grant money, or hopefully we will, from the state. They needed a procurement policy directly related to the federal register that this money comes from. Will only be applied for this grant and used for this grant to make sure that we adhere to federal purchasing requirements.
Anything else? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Aye.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the contract for medical examiner services with Sparrow Hospital Association, subject to revisions by county legal counsel.
Support.
Motion with support.
Very briefly, we've discussed this several times over the last couple of months. We extended the contract. Now we're going into the new year. We're aligning with our fiscal year. There is an increase of about $45,000 a year in their services. I've outlined in the memo all the things that they do. We are waiting on one insurance issue that we're going back and forth with, Eric is, and hopefully we'll have that in the next week so we can execute this contract and begin January 1, because that's when our other one expires.
All right, further questions? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Aye.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes of the December 8th, 2025 Finance and Administration Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion with support, discussion on those minutes. All in favor of approving those minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you, Commissioner Garber.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Haley.
I move to approve the proposed fee schedule for the Shiawassee Animal Control Shelter.
Support.
Motion with support.
So as you know, we've been using an interim schedule so that we can adjust the fees, make sure that we're in compliance with the state rules, but also what other counties around us are doing. They're included in your packet, boarding fees, rabies vaccinations, different things like that, an adoption fee. And then we will also be able to use those in court cases so that we can recoup our money from abuse cases.
Very good. Any further questions?
Are there any adjustments or research on the last 5 years as to how much we've been paying for the animal control over?
So for the last 5 years, you have been paying $40,000 a year to the Humane Society and paying for one deputy, which was in the sheriff's department. That we have separated out that to create the animal control department, and now you're paying for the facility, and we are receiving a grant from the state, thanks to Representative Bagol and Senator Singh, of about $350,000 to run it this year.
So it won't be an additional burden.
Not this year.
We used to have the Humane Society, we used to work in cooperation with the Humane Society. Last year, before you were here, we were unable to negotiate a new contract with them, so we had to go a different way. And that's where we are today. We rehabbed the old shelter, and I think it's working out very well so far.
We've always had an animal control officer here, but they've always been part of the sheriff's department, so those figures have been folded into just the general road patrol budget. But now they will be part of a separate budget, so you'll be able to track it over the next several years.
Gary?
Yeah, several years ago when I was here, they wanted to sell the animal control property. I objected to it, so kind of talked them into keeping it. Want to keep all of our county land, so.
Good for you.
And, you know, thankfully we did. We've gotten a lot of volunteers that went out there and fixed it up. And it looks very nice. If you wanna go out there, the sheriff would be happy to take you out there sometime.
Have you been out there?
No, I have been busy.
It's real.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've been out there, but not since they remodeled.
I just sworn the building was bulldozer baked myself.
Yeah.
But it looks really nice now, and it's been done for a very modest fee. Also, there've been some donations and some volunteer.
A lot of volunteer work and a lot of donations.
The sheriff's done a good job with volunteers and so on. I'm very pleased with that.
Amy Holick from the Caledonia Township, who's the supervisor out there, has been very instrumental in helping wrangle people and twist arms to get donations and support, and couldn't have done it without her help.
Yes. Big thanks to her. Anything else? All right, I'll need a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Aye.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
and Chairman Broder.
Yes. I move to approve the purchase of VM software not to exceed $25,423.20 and to approve the use of the fund balance.
Support. Motion with support, discussion.
Remember, it was an unbudgeted expense, which leads to the second part, the use of fund balance, which they have to be able to do this. But the other part is, this software allows them to create virtual servers instead of buying all the number of computers they would need, which I think they said was 11. So.
It saves us a significant amount of money, as I recall from the committee discussions. And I suspect taking money from the fund balance hurts you deeply.
This is the 911 fund balance, so it's not the
Then
county.
we're good.
It's not the general fund balance. The one that I was telling you earlier about the 10%, that's
All
general
right.
fund. This is not general fund.
My mistake. Thank you for clearing that up. All right, any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Aye.
Commissioner Haley,
Aye.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes. One more.
Move to approve the minutes of the December 9th, 2025 Public Safety and Courts Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion with support, discussion on the minutes. All in favor of approving those minutes, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you, Commissioner Haley. Commissioner Garber, back to you.
Thank you. I move to approve the contract between the Shiawassee County Health Department and ALZY Environmental Service LLC for registered sanitarian services in the amount of $41 per hour for an average of 24 hours per week for a period of January 1, 2026 to December 31st, 2026.
Support.
Motion with support, discussion.
So this is a guy that used to work for the county a while ago, who's retired. He does it now part-time. We haven't had to replace him with a full-time employee, and Larry's been quite happy with his services.
All right, any questions for Brian or Larry? He's here. None? All right, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Haley,
Aye.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Aye.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the contract between the Shiawassee County Health Department and Dr. Dennis Chernin for medical director services in the amount of $41,250 for the period of January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026.
Support.
Motion with support, discussion.
Dr. Chernin is starting his 40th year with the county as working with the health department as the medical director. His price has not gone up.
All good stuff. Anything else? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Aye.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
and Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the contract between the Shiawassee County Health Department and Deborah Bebo for billing services in the amount of $30 per hour for an average of 30 hours per week for a period of February 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026.
Support.
Motion with support.
So due to a budget cut in the health department, this employee is retiring, and then after the period of time that they have to be out for MERS, she's gonna come back part-time and do some work, so that we can continue our billing operation over there, which, as you imagine, helps fund the health department.
All right. Questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Aye.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
and Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes of the December 9th, 2025 Health and Human Services Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion with support. Discussion on those minutes. All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you, Commissioner Garber.
You're welcome.
All right, I have already done my thing. Dr. Boggs.
Just a couple of things. Now that the budget has been approved, we will commence with implementing it and closing out the 2025 year, beginning the 2026 year. What that means is what is up next is in the new year, we will begin looking at the audit from the previous year. So we kind of have a cycle. As we get towards the end of one year, we plan for the next. We get into new year, we do a autopsy of the previous. And so we will begin looking at the audit here shortly. You did approve the procurement policy for the CDBG grant. We're hoping to hear something soon from the state on that. They did send us a couple of comments that they wanted, which one of them was this policy, and a couple of minutes that they wanted uploaded from your board meetings. And then hopefully you'll have met all the requirements for both the land bank and the county itself. And we'll be coming back to you with some good news hopefully in the next month or so. And at that time, I'll give you a full kind of chart of all the different things the grant will cover. But I think you will be quite pleased with that for housing and development. We will have some union negotiations later this week. As you saw, AFSCME was up, and you approved that one this month. We will have the 3 port unions that we'll be working with later this week. And that's about it. Merry Christmas.
Very good. All right, at this time is the second opportunity for the public to address this board. I don't see any slips for anyone, so yes, Carolyn.
Please remember that the organizational meeting is on January 7th at 5 p.m. here. I did send out the notice, but I'm just verbally reminding you.
Thank you for that.
Oh, also as a note to that, remember that you have moved to a 2-year cycle for the chair. So at that meeting, Greg is still the chair, will still be the chair for another year. The only thing that is done is election of the vice chair and appointments to various committees.
Also on the appointee list, please remind those that they need to have their oath of office before they do any business in the new year. And we hope to have those done by the end of the week.
Can I make one quick comment? Just one, forgot in my thanking the county, I just wanted, I left out Julie and Caroline, and would also thank you for all the work you do all the time.
Thank
you guys, thank you both.
Thank you. All right, I don't see anyone else coming up, so we are adjourned.
Caroline?
Yes.